Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Mary. If you're new here, I would really appreciate it if you took a moment and subscribe down below. But if you're just returning back to my channel, then welcome back. But for today's video, I am going to be doing my first ever anti-haul, and I'm really excited. Basically, if you don't know what an anti-haul is, I believe it was started by Kimberly Clark, which I love Kimberly's channel, so I will link her channel down below. She is hilarious and I love the content that she puts out, so definitely make sure you go and check her out down below. But basically, an anti-haul is exactly how it sounds. I know I come on here and show you guys the products that I've recently purchased in a haul video and whatnot, but an anti-haul is basically the opposite of that. So I'm going to be telling you about the products that I'm not going to purchase and why I'm not going to purchase them. So I have my phone here and I have, I believe, 4 to 5 products that I'm not going to, 4 products that I'm not going to purchase from, 4 products that I'm not going to purchase, and I'm going to give you guys my reasonings behind it and whatnot. And I just want to put this little disclaimer that I do love all the brands that I'm mentioning. I love their, product that they make, but these products I'm just not going to buy. So the first one is the Anastasia lip palette, and this is volume 1. Now this came out, I want to say a month, maybe 2 months ago, so it's not brand new, but it's fairly new. And I believe it has 15 shades or 12 shades in it. I can't really remember, but I will put a picture up here. And it's really pretty and everything. I think the idea is cool if you're a makeup artist and everything, but for an average person like me who just loves makeup, I don't think it's really practical, because you either have to use the lip brush that it comes with and apply it. I believe it comes with a lip brush, but yeah, you have to either use that to apply the product, which I'm not really the biggest fan of doing that. I would rather just take a normal lipstick and apply, my lipstick that way. Or you have to mix the shades together in order to get your perfect shade or the shade that you're trying to make. Now, if you're a makeup artist, this is great. I think, it would be an awesome thing, because you would have everything that you need right in one palette. But for an average person like myself, I don't think it's really necessary. Plus, it's pretty pricey, I think. So I just looked up the palette, and you get 12 standard colors of lipstick, and then you get 6 primary colors. So they have a yellow, a blue, a white, a black. And honestly, I don't know, I just don't feel that for somebody who is not a makeup artist that this would be a useful palette. I will say, however, if you're just starting out with makeup and maybe you don't know what colors look best on you or what types of, lipsticks that you like or don't like, this might be a good palette for you. But for somebody like myself, I kind of already know what shades I like and what shades I don't like, and I just feel that this palette is not for me. So that's why I'm going to pass on it. The next product I want to talk about is the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself Spellbound Highlight. Now this is what it looks like, and it's supposed to be kind of like that rainbow unicorn highlight. And I saw Young Wild and Polished, her Snapchat, I follow her on there, and she swatched it. It's a gorgeous highlight, but if you're looking for a highlighter that's gonna be that rainbow, the Wet n Wild one, this is not for you. It just looks like all the other highlighters that I've seen, and it is really pigmented and beautiful to look at. I don't think for $30 that it's worth it, especially when it looks the same as all the other highlighters that I have already. And I don't know, I just think that it's not really unicorn-esque as for what they were going for. The whole collection is kind of that unicorn type vibe is what I get. They have that brush set, which is unicorn based, so kind of think the highlighter and the palette are kind of under the same category. But I think it's pretty to look at and gorgeous, but if you already have other highlighters, then you probably don't need this one, because you probably have the same highlighter that one is, just in a different form. So that's why I'm not gonna buy it. The next product is the Lorac I Love Brunch eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. It's $44 and it's a pastel eyeshadow palette. It's super pretty, I think, but I don't think it's very practical for a person like myself. I typically don't wear pastel shades or bright colors in general. If I do, it's more so like on my bottom lash line. Sometimes I might go a little crazy here or there, but it's not worth $44 for me to do that. I don't do it that often, and when I do, it's probably only like once or twice a year, if that. So for somebody who, you know, is again a makeup artist, it might be a, you know, cool idea, but I just don't think for $44 you're going to be able to get a ton of looks out of it. I feel like you're going to have to pull in other eyeshadow palettes, and I just feel like it would be better to, rather than spend $44 on a huge palette that you're not going to use on an everyday basis, it would be better to just go out and purchase, you know, maybe single shadows of maybe 1 or 2 pastel shades rather than a huge palette. But if you are somebody who is into the pastel eyeshadows and you really want to come up with fun, you know, looks for spring and summer, then that would be the perfect palette for you. But for someone like me, I don't really think it's something that I would be interested in. And then the last and final product I want to talk about is another palette, and it's from Too Faced. And this is the Too Faced Love Natural Eyeshadow Palette. This retails for $60. I want to say that's the most expensive any Too Faced palette has ever been that I have seen, which I'm not bashing it. I think, you know, they, you know, can charge that because, you know, Too Faced is a well-known brand. I love Too Faced. I feel like their products have been a hit or miss lately, but that's a whole nother story. But when I first saw this palette, I thought, yes, it's gonna be great. You know, it sounds like a all-around great palette. But the more I looked at it and the more I saw it, I was like, you know, I already have a lot of those shades elsewhere in my collection. Like some of the Too Faced 9-pan palettes already have some of those shades in it, and if you are, I don't have a lot of those 9-pan palettes, but I do have 1 or 2, and I don't feel the need that I need to spend $60 on a palette that I'm basically getting the same shades in that I already have in other palettes. But again, if you're new to Too Faced and you want to try out the palette, I would say it's a great way to get into the brand because, you know, you have a ton of shadows in one spot. But another thing I noticed about the palette, and maybe it's just me, but when I looked at the palette, all of the shades kind of looked the same after a while, I thought. I mean, you can only have so many peach like pink toned shadows or neutral shadows before all of them start to look the same, in my opinion. So yeah, I just think the palette itself is a little bit overwhelming if you are a beginner because you don't know where to start or where, you know, what shadows would look good where. And I just feel like for somebody who is into makeup, they probably already have all those shadows, and for somebody who's not into makeup, I just think it would be an overwhelming palette because you wouldn't know where to start, and again, all the shadows would eventually look the same on the eye. So that's why I'm not going to buy that. So yeah, those are the products that I'm not going to buy, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And let me know what products you're not going to buy down below because I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you are planning on purchasing any of these products that I mentioned, let me know also why you're going to purchase them, and, you know, if you have them, how the palettes are or the products are, if you like them, if you don't like them, let me know your thoughts. And again, if you're new here, I would love it if you subscribe down below so you can just stay in touch with my videos, as well as follow me on my social media because when I don't post videos, I'm usually posting elsewhere. So yeah, thanks so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!